Think of a Chihuahua, and you probably picture a nervous, trembling little dog peeking out of a designer purse. Over the last few decades, they've become the ultimate celebrity fashion accessory. They are, officially, the smallest dogs on the planet, with the Guinness World Record confirming their title year after year. But talk to anyone who actually lives with one, and you'll hear a very different story. Packed into that tiny frame is a highly intelligent, fiercely loyal animal, with a terrier-like temperament and a massive ego. These dogs outlived some of history's most powerful empires, surviving for centuries before the concept of a designer breed even existed. Viewing them through the lens of pop culture obscures their true identity, ancient Mesoamerican guardians that survived centuries of brutal conquest. A moment of wonder. To find the cradle of the breed, we have to look to the pre-Columbian empires of ancient Mexico. Long before European ships reached the Americas, the Toltec civilization favored a slightly larger, completely mute companion dog known as the taquichi. We know they were deeply integrated into daily life because archaeologists keep finding their likeness in ceramic sculptures buried at ancient dig sites. When the Aztec Empire rose to power, they elevated the taquichi from a simple companion to a sacred, living talisman. The Aztecs believed these dogs possessed magical healing properties that could cure illness. They also served a specific religious function. When a dog's owner died, the taquichi was often placed into the funeral pyre with them. The belief was that the dog's large, prominent eyes would illuminate the road through the afterlife. The 16th century Spanish conquest of the Aztecs abruptly ended this sacred status. As the empire collapsed and the breed faced the threat of being used as a food source, the remaining population vanished into the wild and went feral. Over time, these feral dogs gained a bark and shrank to the size we recognize today. This European fresco, painted 10 years before Columbus set sail, shows a dog strikingly similar to a Chihuahua. This suggests that Spanish colonizers likely brought European toy breeds, like the feline terrier, which then crossbred with the native taquichi. Their tiny stature is an evolutionary byproduct, the result of a breed forged through centuries of religious reverence, followed by generations of harsh, feral survival. That wild history explains their unique physical biology. Chihuahuas are known for constant trembling and an intense instinct to burrow deep under blankets. There is even local folklore suggesting this denning behavior comes from a shared ancestry with wild Mexican desert foxes. This thermal visualization shows the real driver. A tiny body mass combined with a high metabolism means the animal rapidly loses heat. The trembling and blanket burrowing are survival tactics to maintain core temperature. This skeletal diagram reveals their distinct physical quirk, the molera. They're born with an incomplete skull, leaving an open space at the top. To accommodate this, biology developed two distinct head shapes, the rounded apple and the elongated deer head. These physical traits and high-strung behaviors are highly specialized survival mechanics developed to keep a tiny animal alive. They're the marks of a survivor, not genetic flaws. Today, humans are trying to shrink the breed even further. Consumer demand for hyper-miniaturized dogs has created a market for puppies sold under marketing gimmicks like teacup or micro chihuahuas. There is no such thing as a teacup chihuahua. The healthy, scientifically recognized breed standard weight sits strictly between 3.3 and 6.6 pounds. Breeding below this minimum standard triggers severe physiological consequences. These incredibly fragile animals face fatal drops in blood sugar and a high risk of hydrocephalus, or swelling of the brain. A healthy Chihuahua requires serious maintenance. Just like large working breeds, they need rigorous daily socialization, active physical training, and intensive dental care to thrive. Because they are naturally clannish and deeply loyal to their owners, they possess the sharp intuition and defensive instincts of an elite watchdog, perfectly packaged into a 5-pound body. The animal peeking out of that luxury bag is a fierce, ancient guardian, a survivor that successfully navigated the fall of empires to secure its place in the modern